Hey y'all, I'm going to be showing you how to make these ribs today with a homemade rub and a homemade barbecue sauce. It's really easy, and the first thing that we're going to start off with is the rub. To make the rub, you're going to need some brown sugar, some salt, some black pepper, a little bit of paprika, some garlic powder, and of course onion powder, some dried mustard. It doesn't taste like the mustard that you and I know. Some chili powder, some cayenne pepper, and a little bit of celery salt. You're going to mix all that up, and remember, my ingredients are in the description box. So you're going to pull out your ribs, and you see that white film that's on top of there? You want to remove it. Cut a little slice of it, and then just pull it off with your hands. Use a little muscle. Pull it all the way off because you don't want to eat that. Then you want to start poking your ribs up with a fork on the bone side because you want all of that rub that we made to go deep into the ribs in every single inch, every single corner. So first, I'm going to flip the ribs over and pour a ton of my rub on there and just rub it on there, pat it down, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Make sure you put in a generous amount. You don't want to sprinkle nothing on there. Make sure you rub a ton of that stuff on there. And as you can see, I have the side with the bones sitting up. So you're going to wrap that up in foil. I use 2 pieces just to be safe from any leaks. And you're going to put that in your oven at a low temperature, 250 degrees, for about 2 hours. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get started on our sauce. So in the pan, I already have in some tomato sauce, and now I'm adding tomato paste. Y'all, making barbecue sauce is so easy. Once you make this, you can keep it in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. So if it's summertime and you know you're gonna be making mad barbecue recipes, you're gonna be outside grilling, you can make this and just keep it in the fridge for a couple of weeks and you'll be fine. So I'm adding in some apple cider vinegar. That's going to bring a little bit of acidity to the barbecue sauce. Then we're going to start adding in our sweetness. So first I'm adding in some honey, and then I'm going to pour in some molasses. Later on, I'm going to drop some brown sugar in, but for now, it's just going to be the honey and the molasses. So one thing about molasses is that it just smells so funny. I don't like the way molasses smells, but it tastes good in barbecue sauce. So throw that in there. Then I'm going to add in some Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I said that correctly. I never say it correctly. But on top of that, I also added in a little bit of liquid smoke. I forgot to throw the clip in here, but that liquid smoke makes the barbecue taste like it's been sitting over the smoker, even though you made it in your oven. Then I added in some more paprika, some garlic powder, black pepper, some of the same ingredients that we put in our rub. So we want to double up on some of that flavor and make sure that we're getting it in multiple places. I'm adding in some salt, some dry mustard, and I'm also adding in a nice amount of cayenne pepper just because I like my barbecue sauce spicy. But if you can't handle all that spice, don't put as much cayenne pepper as I did. Now I'm adding in my brown sugar and I am whisking everything up. Now the thing about this barbecue sauce is that it may seem like a lot of ingredients, but once you pull out the ingredients and you pour it all in the pot, it's done in like 10-15 minutes. So I let it sit in the pot for about 10-15 minutes for all the flavors to marry with each other. And then I just poured it into my glass container. Mind y'all, this is a recycled glass from something else that I had bought. But you know what? We are resourceful. Look at that. Perfect. So now that we have our barbecue sauce ready, I actually reserved some in the pot for the amount that we're going to be putting on our actual baby back ribs. So I pulled the ribs out of the oven after 2 hours, and y'all, please give me a thumbs up for opening these ribs up and trying to hold a camera at the same time because it was really hard. It was actually so hard, and it's steaming. So yeah, give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more recipes. So you want to grab your little brush, or if you don't have one, just use a spoon, and you want to spoon or brush on some of your barbecue sauce. Now, this whole process, you're going to repeat it 4 times. Basically, you're going to plop some barbecue sauce on top of your ribs, and then you're going to put them back in the oven for 10 minutes. And by this time, you want to turn the oven up to 350 degrees, okay? Then you pull it out of the oven again. you put some barbecue sauce on it, and then back in the oven it goes. So like I said, you're going to do that for a total of 4 times or for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. And then when you pull it out at the end, it's going to start looking just like this. Now wait till you see how easy it is to pull everything apart. I didn't even use a knife to cut this. I just like picked it up and it was like falling off the bone. Now I know y'all want some, but the only way you can have some is if you go ahead and you try to make this yourself. Look at that. That looks amazing. You can't lie to me. That looks good. So the way that I ended up serving this was just with some green beans. I just tossed some green beans in some butter and a little bit of seasoning, and that's what I served it with. You can also serve it with mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes. You can eat it by itself. But I just want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on my next video. Bye!